2.
We're bringing the fun. We're bringing the thunder. We are Thunder. Flesh and blood down under. Woo! We have flesh and blood royalty right here, right now. Sloopdoop. Welcome, welcome, and welcome.
Hello everybody. Hello Fluke and Small Paul. It's great to be here. This is my show tonight, so I hope we all understand that.
Okay,
Yeah, baby.
We'll go on then.
Okay. So the show's over. I'm going.
You're
I'm going
a terrible
to sleep.
host.
I've been awake for like
Fuck
22
Canadians
hours.
are useless.
No, we are. We really are. Only slightly. We're slightly more useful than Americans, but
Sure,
not
yes.
very much. We're basically the same culture. We're just a little bit nicer.
Everyone is more useful than an American.
I mean, we're in America right now, so we can say it. You know, we're at least putting our necks on the line here.
So this is your first ever time leaving Canada.
Not my first time leaving Canada. I left once when I was 5, when you could cross the border without a passport. That was before the whole 9/11 and everything, and that's when everything, now you need passports to cross. And I did come over to Chicago for a weekend with an ex and her mom for, I think it was 4 years ago. But this is my first time really traveling alone and really, really traveling. Like, I've never been on a plane. It was very nerve-wracking, crossing the border, driving to Detroit, hopping on a plane and doing the layover, but turns out it was a lot easier than I thought it was. Like, I thought it was going to be more difficult and more strenuous, and turns out it was more just boring and agitating, sitting on my ass the whole day.
It's tiring.
It was exhausting, especially because it was like 12 hours of travel, all said and told, like with the airport layovers and everything. And, I was anxious about it, so I woke up at like 1 a.m, didn't leave till like 6:45. So I've been up for, I don't know, probably like 22 hours at this point. But
Look, we'll keep this. It won't be short, but it's we don't want to like keep you all night either. He has got to play soon. Also,
you're
this
actually
won't
competing.
actually land till like a few weeks after Worlds anyway.
Did you have any turbulence? Rock and roll? Anything exciting?
Very, very minimal amount. There was
had
a
some
little bit.
leaving.
It was a little bit of shaking, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I think you had mentioned before that it's scary. I think you had said it's just a little freaky turbulence, especially when you get it bad.
Sure, that's if you're not used to flying.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, even though there was a couple moments where like the plane, you could really feel it shaking. I was just kind of sitting there going like, you know what? If this crashes and dies, then this crashes and dies.
But
it's up to the will of God.
can't
if he
control
wants
it.
me dead, then it's like, why worry about it?
Your numbers up, your numbers up.
Yeah,
Man,
it's
we
like-
don't talk about religion on this podcast. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm just
kidding,
saying God.
I'm
I'm just saying it's some spirit. I don't know.
Say whatever you
believe
want.
whatever God you want to believe in.
No, but you can't control it, right? It's like
No, yeah,
what happens.
that's what I mean. It's like if the plane goes down, the plane goes down. Like,
Yeah.
what is sitting here freaking out about? Plus, like, planes, you have thousands of them flying every single day. Like, it's easy to get scared, but
Who'd you meet tonight? Who'd you meet tonight?
Jesus Christ, I can't name
So
them all.
just
So
'cause
where did we come from? Hold on. Where have we been tonight?
So we just came back from the banquet.
The world's player
It's
reception.
what is it? 10 p.m. 8 p.m. 9 p.m. It's 9 p.m. It started at 6.
Thursday, the eve of the World Championship.
Yes.
Yep.
So everyone from LSS that's here was there.
Yep. I met James
Content
White.
creators, the
Yeah.
professor.
That's the only one. I tried to talk to him like 4 times, and every time he got distracted by somebody
Yes.
else, or he just didn't hear me and turned away. And
Your
it's
best
like,
bet is tomorrow.
yeah, because the thing is too is like people were coming up and talking to him, and it's like, as much as I want to talk to him, I'm not going to interrupt a previous conversation he's already having, because that's just rude. It's like,
Okay.
as much as I want to meet him,
Can,
it's
can
like,
I
I'm
give
not.
you a tip before we get back into it?
What?
They don't want to talk to the one person for 10 minutes. So you're doing them a favor half the time. That's why I will go up and interrupt James, because it cut like he can't talk to everyone in the room for 10 minutes. That's a lifetime of conversations.
Yes. Yeah.
So you sometimes you pick a moment, you go, James, I just want to say hi quickly. And you see the other person will just leave. And then you get your 5 minutes. And then the minute you see someone lingering, you end your conversation because it's just not enough time.
Yeah.
By the way, I literally flew to New Zealand to have him for longer to myself, because I know at an event, you're not going to talk to him for half an
Yeah,
hour.
didn't you have lunch with him for like 4 hours?
4 hours, yeah.
Yeah, you lucky son of a bitch.
Dude,
Wait,
I'm-
sorry, can I?
I'm
allowed to
sure-
swear, right?
Yeah,
I can say.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
I
You
can
can
say
say
the
whatever you
Okay,
want.
I can say
Dude,
the fuck word.
He
thank
would
God.
sit down for
Whatever
that
you
long
want.
with anyone that made the effort to go, and it wants to talk to him. Like, he's a very approachable guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's busy, yes, but trust me, like, the fact is he has time. Like, he's there. He's not followed by security or a PA. Like, he'll stop and talk to anyone.
Yeah, well, I got that feeling because, you were there. Like, he hugged me, and we talked for a little bit.
Yeah, he asked you about like what you want to do with your life.
He was literally asking me about like genuine questions about me as a person and what I'm aiming to do, and it was like, but we just didn't have the time to actually have a full conversation.
Genuine guy.
Yeah, he's an absolutely fantastic man. Like, I don't know if I'll ever say this. Maybe he'll hear it, but like I actually look up to him as like a role model because I'm younger than both of you. I'm only 26. I'll be 27 in like a couple months, but like I see men who are older who have done something well with themselves, who have made something of themselves, especially James. Like he went out there, made the greatest game in the world. He's busted his ass. He sacrificed almost like literally his house, his family, his relationships, everything to bring this game to light. And it's inspiring. Like it's you look at that and go like, that is somebody that you need to look up to and aspire to be like, because that is what it requires to do something great. And I want to do something great with my life. I don't want to just be an average schmuck who
you are doing something great with your life.
I
Present day, I really love what you do, man.
I appreciate that.
I really do.
That was the goal. Flesh and Blood. To be honest with you, man, like when I got into the game, I saw how high quality it was. And I started like everybody does, filming myself on a shitty phone, cutting just the beginning and the end off of like clicking the record button, right? And that was it. And then I just started slowly but surely. I started just learning how to cut videos down and put a couple images up. And just I started adding more and more and more. And now I've got like full green screen and effects and everything else. But I decided, I was like, this is the highest quality game. It needs really high quality YouTube content to show. Because like Magic is as successful as it is, not just because of the company itself, but like when you go on YouTube and you see The Professor, you see Game Nights with their incredibly like studio level quality production on their Commander games, right? And you get all these other, like there's so many other high quality channels, and it's good for the game because people go to YouTube and they're like, this is entertaining content. I want to watch it. I want to delve into it. And it gets them really into the game. And it's like, it's the stuff that I watched. When I was into Magic, I spent so much time just watching Magic YouTube content. And I wanted to bring that to Flesh and Blood as best as I could. And like, I don't even think I'm even close to where I'll be in 2 years. Like,
but there's improvements every video. There's something new. Mm-hmm. The humor's funnier.
I try to do something different every video. Like
we just need Mr. Ribbits tweaks. More often, to be honest.
Did you bring Mr. Ribbits?
I didn't. I knew somebody was going to ask.
What
listen, man.
I thought that's who we were having on the pod. I thought you were the Walmart.
I killed him.
I thought you were
killed him. He's adopted. I don't know if you saw my spoiler video.
What, escargot? Did we just eat Mr. Ribbits?
Frog legs?
Yeah, no, escargot is snail.
It's snail.
Oh, shit. What's the other one?
It's like fried snail in oil. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Frog legs is also a French delicacy.
I'm a Timmy.
The French are weird.
I knew where you were going with
frog
it.
snails. I've got no idea.
Frog, snail, same shit.
Same shit. Are they both reptiles? I don't know. Are they amphibians? I don't know.
I
Insects?
I enjoy playing Mr. Ribbits every once in a while. Admittedly, though, there's quite a few people who don't like the character. They just don't get it, or it's just not their style.
Don't worry about those people.
I think because it clashes with my other content a little bit. It's just, there's a couple things. The first is I've really enjoyed doing green screen content, and it's a green hat. Like, literally, when it's up on the shelf actually sometimes gets in the shot, and you'll see when I'm removing the green screen, the hat.
But can't you just edit it in?
Well, I could get a blue screen and do that instead.
Do a fake Mr. Ribbits mask.
Why? That'd be way too much work trying to keyframe that onto my head and like move it around.
But you can cut to you as Mr. Ribbit. It's always a cut.
Oh yeah, well,
like film the Mr. Ribbits on a white wall and then cut back.
I don't. Well, I mean, yeah, if I have him in the
Mr.
video,
Ribbits
like,
is a cut, right? You're always cutting. You're not like stopping, putting the hat on. It's a cut.
Well, yeah, like if he's in,
just cut and film without the green screen.
Well, that's what I have to do, but I like editing with the green screen is what I'm saying. It's also, to be honest, the big thing, though, is lately my content is I've really been trying to make it like very player. I really want to gear more towards players, especially. Like, I like doing commentary videos. I really do, but I also want to make stuff that's valuable to newer players, to less experienced players, because I want to help people really get into this game and start to fall in love with Flesh and Blood the way that I have, and also the way that I used to with Magic. Again, going back to all the other YouTube channels, when you have like just high quality content that really pulls you in, it's more than just playing the game. Like, you enjoy it on another axis where it's like, I'm not even playing, but I will sit and watch hours of content as well because it's just so entertaining and it's so good.
Yep.
And that's what I want to do with my channel.
I am such a noob. Like, when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to fucking editing, I'm so dumb, Sloop. Explain to me how a bloody green screen works. What it is, how you actually... Why is it green? What the fuck? Like, just... Like, talk to me like I'm a kindergartner. I've got no idea How does that work?
Okay,
It just seems magical. Like, I've got no clue.
So here's how I did it. You can go and you can buy like an actual green screen on Amazon, or you can buy like there's an Elgato one and it's like
Why
a 5 by
green?
7.
Why not white? Why not red?
You can do blue. So it's because of bright green or like a blue is one of the easiest colors to isolate and remove. So what you do is I literally went and bought it was a 5 by 12 sheet of green fabric. I just folded it in half because it's kind of thin, so that way nothing pokes through in the background. And I literally put like clips on it, and I put nails in the wall, and I hang it up every time I use it. I literally use like the BCW 800 count boxes to like pin it to the ground behind me, so it's somewhat flat. And then I just record in front of it. Then when I put it into my editing software, and I use DaVinci Resolve, and for anybody wondering, any other person involved in YouTube, I use the free version. I have not paid a penny for DaVinci Resolve.
Is that hard to use? Could I teach myself how to use that?
Yes. Yeah.
Could I actually level up my YouTube?
For the basic, there's actually a lot of basic, like all of my transitions that I use, all those special effects, like the circle thing and all the blur, that's all in you literally just take it, you drag it and drop it. It's all preloaded in there.
Whatever you edit now,
Windows
no,
video
so
editor.
let me explain. Like,
now,
whatever you do, like you use the cut tool, it will have the cut tool.
Yeah.
You use it'll have those, and then it has 500 more. You just don't need to use the 500 more, but you'll find one that makes something really easy, and you use it. But slowly over time, you use 50 of them.
I just get very anxious about that stuff.
Dude, my honest to God tip is the first thing I would recommend.
But start with better software, so you have the option to go and use it.
Even if you're using Windows Movie Maker, the very
No.
recommend.
Movie Makers. I am using Windows Video. Even below Video Maker, it's native on pirated Windows.
Do you have
it's the worst.
Does it have a cut eraser tool? Are you able to literally make a cut and
I can trim, I can splice, and that's it. I can't even put an overlay photo.
Okay, but you're able to take a cut here halfway through the video and pull that bit out, and the clip will go together.
Yeah, I can put one video, I can split it in half, I can trim a video, and that's it.
Okay.
And that's it.
The first thing I would recommend for anybody, and this is what I did, it was inspired by, because like I when I get into things, I just start like watching a ton of content on it. I started watching a guy named Hillier Smith, professional editor. He's actually, weirdly enough, the video that I watched of him explaining how to murder your darlings and cut your content down and keep only what's necessary was him explaining how he made the video of Logan Paul opening up that first edition Pokemon box, the one that like was one of the things that started that whole TCG boom.
Yeah,
it was actually like he's the one who made that video as popular as it was.
Very well done.
So it was like this weird like small world situation of like this guy affected the TCG universe in this way, and now I'm watching the video of him explaining how he did it to learn how to edit. It was just a weird coincidence, but if you have a razor tool, the first thing I can say is just learn how to cut out as much as you can. If you go off on a tangent that's not relevant to the main topic,
that's what I do.
It out. Like your content's a bit different because that's kind of the style you do. Especially because you open up the pack through it, it's a little harder for you to cut out. Or when you're opening a box, it's a little more difficult. But if you have even like 8 seconds of dead space, just trim that out. And if you do that throughout the video, you'll find like it just makes it so much more entertaining. And that's what I really focused on. I do most of my cutting in the scripting now, like when I script my videos. That's
so you actually script your videos.
Oh yeah,
you write a full typed out.
Yep.
Do you read that?
Or
do you memorize it?
Well, I don't read it word for word. What I'll do is I will sit there. I will I'll put my laptop on a table. I will look at it. I'll read the next couple lines, and then I'll not verbatim, but I'll basically say what the idea was, and I'll maybe I change the wording, and then I do that, and then I look again, and then I say the next.
How many words typically is a 7-minute video or 5-minute video?
When I record, they usually come out at about 15 to 18 minutes sometimes, and then when I actually cut them down to what's in it, it ends up being like.
No, but how many words is that?
Like a page, two
pages.
pages.
It's usually a page and half to 2 pages.
Okay, so it's a lot of work.
It is, yeah. Like
you're doing it once a week. Like the full thing is a week, right?
Yeah. So like, but it's a lot of time because I'll spend a couple days working on the script because like I want to make sure it's good. I'll edit it. And I when I was growing up, I wanted to be a writer. I used to write stories, novels. I've written poems, songs, everything. So I like writing a lot, and that's why I like scripting is because it lets me practice that skill still, just in a different medium than writing stories. And I actually think that like storytelling, even in videos, is very important. It's one of the things I want to get better at. And yeah, so I'll spend a couple days on the script. Usually it's not like that long, but I'll spend like 3-4 hours on a script, maybe 5 hours if it's a bigger one, and then then I do the recording. That's actually usually the shortest amount of time that it takes, but then the editing, cutting it down and then adding everything else, that can be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours depending on the video. Some of the longer ones are the ones where I do different. I've had some where I've shot in different locations and made the recording a lot longer because I'm like, okay, I want to have me sitting on the couch for this one. I don't do those often. I usually just put a camera there and record the whole thing in one spot because it's so much less work to record. Because when I add in that extra time, it's like there's an extra like couple hours onto the process, and I've got a full-time job and I'm trying to maintain a social life. I want to play this game, so it's like I have to kind of decide.
We know what that feels like. Yeah,
and you pivoted. And this is something I admire you so much about, like, because we spoke way back, right? Remember, we had that awesome talk, and and it's funny, we chatted off camera like longer than what our recorded camera was. It was so good, and like you were at a crossroads then, right? Like that was a long time ago. Your channel was a lot smaller. I think it was before you maybe even hit 1,000 subs. I think it was maybe you had 600-700 subs back then, and you were like, and you were like thinking about like, I want to find my lane. I want to look at the analytics. I want to see what my audience wants, and I want to give them what they want, and you did that. You really did that, and I really love how you did that. And you stuck at your guns, and I've just seen that journey from you, and it seemed like, because when we were talking, you were like, a bit in a rut. I don't, you would do more variety back then, a bit of everything and longer form, shorter form, this and that and the other. And you were like, now I've found it. This is what I'm going to do. Yeah. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to hone my craft and I'm going to nail it. And you've done it, man. You've done it.
And I've kind of proud of myself because it's actually been my channel. I was just telling you I'm about to
he was showing me how many more subs he gets every month.
I just gained the past month I've gained 340 something subs. Like it's just on my channel.
No, you're on a very good trajectory.
My channel lately has just kind of taken off, but I mean it helps. I will shout out to the professor when he made his Flesh and Blood has 2 years left. His video brought a bunch of new players into the game, but on my end, I had a bunch of videos that were geared towards new players because I decided I wanted to try and make, if I'm going to put one video out a week, sometimes I'll talk about whatever the current thing is, like Dynasty or something. It'll get a bunch of views and then it'll die off because once the set's out, nobody cares, right? No, if that video pops up on your homepage, Dynasty came out 6 months ago, who's going to be clicking that? But you see a video that's like a Dromai upgrade list and you're a new player, you might still want to buy a Dromai
You might buy that Dromai list in 5 years' time. Like the Dromai deck.
You might just click the video. Or even better, like the one I just put out, that's best video I've ever had. It's under a week and it's already got over 4,000 views, is Magic the Gathering is Dead, play Flesh and Blood.
Wow, is that what... I love that video,
Huge.
by the way.
Yeah.
Is that already at 4K views?
It's at like 4.2, yeah. And it's been... tomorrow at 10 o'clock will be its 1 week.
Because everything you said in that, I'm like... preaching the choir. I'm like, yes, that.
Don't tell James. I spent way like I literally made my spoiler video for Dynasty in a day because I spent so much time making sure that Magic video was good because it's kind of the same. Spoiler videos, I love them. They come out, they get a ton of views, they die the next day.
But also, just to be clear, I don't think LSS. Like, yes, they like the fancy, someone spent a month on the spoiler video, but they just want you to spoil it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the big content creators posted on Twitter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I just like...
Soraya was just posted on Twitter.
I literally...
on Instagram, which is fine. Like that, it's the hype for the card. You're not the hype. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
If you make a cool video, get some views and subs, that's fantastic. But do you see mine? I just put it at the front of my video. Like, here you go, guys. You've been waiting. Here's the spoiler. Yeah. But you cannot go into... Yeah, it's correct. It's an irrelevant video after the spoiler card show. Most people look at this and the analytics have skipped. And then the minute someone's seen it anywhere else, you don't get credit for it anyway. No one links the video.
Exactly.
I wouldn't invest a huge amount of time.
I
have fun with it. Like,
I use them
Yazi, you make like funny skit videos, but I wouldn't just spend like 2-3 weeks on a spoiler video. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
That's what my videos are. Every time I've done them, it's just been like a me and Mr. Ribbits type skit. I even had him in it, and I just called him adopted and went off. Like, I literally was riding across Wraith on a Blue Eyes White Dragon jet from the Yu-Gi-Oh movie. Like, I just I had the idea, and that's what I like about spoiler videos. Though it just lets me do something stupid and goofy and fun, and just go all out with it, and it's a blast. But yeah, no, when I make videos like the Magic the Gathering is Dead video, I knew that was a video that was going to do well. Not as well. I didn't think it was going to do as well as it did, but even by its trajectory, that's a video that even in 5 years right? If Flesh and Blood's still around, which let's be real, it's going to be around. This
It'll
is the
still
best
come
game
up.
ever. Somebody will see, because people watch YouTube on their homepage. If you like, one of the best ways to learn how people watch YouTube is to just pay attention to your own habits when you're on it. You'll go to your subscription page, you'll scroll a little bit, and you might see a video or two you're interested in, but most of the time you're probably not that interested in most of the videos. Then you go back to your homepage where it's the algorithm just showing you random stuff from people you're not even subscribed to. And you'll see a video that just, it could be something you never, I literally had a video that was like about walkable cities. And it was a video, it was a whole channel dedicated to talking about like city layouts and all that, and a very interesting channel. And I ended up binge watching a bunch of the videos because they were so good, but like, it was just a random video. And I was like, that's an interesting title and thumbnail. Clicked it, and I go down the rabbit hole. And videos that I'm trying to make, and that's why I put so much effort in the titles and thumbnails. I want them to be clickable because I want some random person who maybe knows Magic but has never heard of Flesh and Blood.
Yep.
They see that video and go like, that's interesting, and they click, and then they watch it. And again, you know, that video especially, I wanted to make sure the tone wasn't me like shitting on Magic. Actually, it was more like a sympathetic, like, here's where Magic, here's what we used to love about it, here's what's now wrong with it because the companies have gone all towards greed, and here's where Flesh and Blood has done the opposite of everything Magic is doing wrong.
The message was loud and clear. I think you nailed that.
I had
one.
like 2 people. I think it's got way more likes now, but I think at one point it was like 215 likes to 15 dislikes. It's like, you're going to have that on a video where you're saying Magic is dead. Most people are going to read the title and they're just going to dislike. They're not even going to watch the video. And I had like 3 or 4 comments that were negative and that clearly didn't watch the video, but overwhelmingly the message was the same as everybody saying, yeah, I moved over to Fab because of the Magic 30, whatever. I've come over because I'm sick of what Wizards is doing.
No, I keep saying it. There's something in the air about that. I feel like it's the writing on the wall for Magic.
Yeah,
they've been whatever. I've never played Magic, so I'm on the outlier. But you see the negativity and the secret layers and the good sets and the failed sets and the pricing of things and the no EV in boxes and no one mass breaking boxes. But then you see the reaction to this Magic 30, the fake cards. And it's like, no, but the vitriol, the anger, it's like, wait, you've already been pissing me off. Like, that's what people's reaction is, not, this is the problem. They're going, for years now, I felt like there's a problem. This is way too much. Like, you know what I mean? Like, way too much.
Well, it's almost like, I remember one thing that made me and maybe it made me more angry than it should have. But it wasn't an isolated incident. It was when they came out with the commander decks for Strixhaven. And one of them was like Zephi Thunder Collector. Or it was supposed to be Conductor, and its title, I think, said Conductor, and in its text box referred to itself as the Collector. And it was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. It was like that extra thing that on top of all the bullshit they were already doing that just because
when Commander players are getting pissed, you know there's a problem.
Well, it was just one of those things where I'm like, this is the face card of your Commander deck, and you couldn't even double check. Now,
hey, look, LSS just did that.
I was just about to say though, to be fair, LSS maybe they haven't noticed. I mean, I'm sure by now they've probably noticed.
They know, yeah.
Is that the new angel, the new legendary angel. And you know what? I will be fair. I'm going to be honest, that's a pretty big mess up. Like,
yes.
That's on a legendary card. You should be making sure that the card.
It's like a flagship card.
Can we just explain to the audience what we're talking about?
Yeah, the new Soraya, the legendary angel,
got spoiled like yesterday.
Yeah, on the invocation side. Now the Marvel, it only calls her Soraya on the invocation side, but on the regular copy, it refers to as, I think, the Arcane Herald. But then when you flip, it's like Herald of Knowledge on the other side.
Both very cool names.
But it feels like they had a name for her and then maybe like
changed.
There's
only one.
Is that intentional?
No.
No, because
it doesn't. By the way, the rules, like it says invoke this angel. When you turn it, it's not the right angel.
It's a different name.
But
they got the name wrong on the one side. On the two sides are different names.
The only thing that might be worth saying here, right? To get spoiler cards out, they might put in a custom order because they're not in booster packs, right? This might not be an issue in the set.
Maybe, yeah.
Because there's no way the spoilers are a custom order. So there's a chance. Chris Gearing was right there like 10 times. I should have asked him. Like, they do QA. So they might have got the spoiler and gone, guys, change this before you print it. But they still send the spoiler. It may not be an issue.
Well, that spoiler will be worth some bang.
Well, I actually want to. I said I want to go and buy it off her because I want to get it signed at World.
Well, that Marvel
especially
one is
if it's the sorry.
That Marvel one's fine though, because she got the Marvel, didn't she? I think she got the full art Marvel. I don't think she got like a regular copy. So if she
So
got
which
the Marvel,
one is busted?
It's the regular because the Marvel.
Oh, the Marvel was fine?
because they shrink the text box. You know how like on the invocations,
doesn't even
for the
have it in
dragons,
there.
It just says change it into Soraya. It doesn't have like her
Beautiful.
epithet at the end. So it's correct, but the regular version will refer to it.
But she got both copies, right?
Oh, maybe she did. Yeah. So then
She did get both because the I saw the Marvel cold foil. She was showing it up. Man, what a sexy card!
Oh my God,
Like
I know.
when I say second, I'm not talking about the art. I'm talking about like this double sided, but it's a prism, like light illusionist herald that heals herself. Does that? What the fuck, man? It's so good.
I need to start cosplaying or something or get like fake tits or whatever because like if we get some more sexy Dromai cards, I swear to God, I need one as a spoiler.
Dude, gender bender it. No. That's what's you know how cool it'd be in male Dromai. Like that'd be so sick. You come in and you've got like an ash wing. Do you know what I mean? Like you make a so sick.
That actually, yeah, maybe
So
I should
sick.
do that. Yeah.
Because it could be like nearly Phi crossed with Dromai. Do you know what I mean? Like you go down the Phi look, but the Dromai costume with like pants instead of a dress.
I'll just grow my hair out again and then just do male
Wear a
Dromai.
wig.
Yeah.
You know someone's...
I'm going all out with
Okay,
this.
I'm not going to say who, but there's someone that's cosplaying as Go Bananas. This...
Oh,
Can't
please
wait.
tell me after.
I can't wait.
Tell me. Well, we can
Oh, no,
say
it doesn't
now.
matter. It's Pietro Arc.
Is he?
Yes,
Oh,
dude.
fuck yes.
That's amazing.
He's
That's
going
amazing.
bananas. Oh God, I hope he wins. Sorry, Carolina, I love you.
No. I want him to win. It
I,
doesn't matter. Carolina, you've had enough attention. It's fine.
I was gonna say I was making jokes to like at my LGS to my friends the one night. I was like, you know what I should do for Worlds? I should bring the Mr. Ribbits hat and a wig, and I should be Mr. Ribbits cosplaying as Sloopdoop. Like, and just actually go in the event, like,
But,
what
like,
the hell are you doing?
your
It's
hair
like, I'm
up.
cosplaying as the worst fucking
Inception.
YouTuber.
It's Inception.
Just as a joke, but I obviously I'm not going to do it because I think that would be a little too
See, by the way,
egotistical if I actually did that.
We're touching on a very, very good little suggestion for LSS. If they did a YouTuber only cosplay contest, right? Because I've told him this. If we get him a bold hat and he like crawls around on his knees and he's Fluke and I get stilts and I'm Tall Timmy and I put a wig on, do you know what I mean? How fucking funny would that be?
That'd actually be yeah.
Yeah.
Get stilts. Yeah, I
Like we could, but also if you just made it like the only people you can only cosplay as a YouTuber, but then you got to compete with YouTubers cosplaying. You know what I mean? Like that's what the it's more a gag than a really high quality
but
one.
The only issue is I don't know who the two people that honestly spring to mind for that. It's like would I be Mansant because he's got like the sexiest hair in the business, or would I be Yazzie?
Only because he cut his hair
Or
before.
would I be Yazzie because hey, my hair was pretty good before I cut
Your
it.
hair was good. Yeah, it was good.
But
Real good.
I prefer it short though. It's so much easier to manage.
But you're like real, like you're not just making YouTube, doing your own thing. You're active in the community. You reply to your comments. You comment on other YouTubers' videos. That's how we connected.
You're definitely
Like,
supportive of us. Like
you comment on our videos. You watch it. I see you in other people's
I
comments.
don't feel like I do it enough to be honest.
You still do it though.
I respond to my comments, but what I do is I'll literally leave them for like a day or two, and then I'll just like master because it's like I can't constantly go back to my videos, especially because sometimes I'll get like 30, 40, 50 comments. Like I can't I have to. I'll just let them build up, and then I'll just take 15 minutes to just go through them.
Yeah.
I do when I see something that I actually do appreciate though, I will compliment it. I remember even not even Fab related, like Miss Chalice, the cosplayer. She has a YouTube channel that she based around Elden Ring.
Yes.
And I watched one of her videos and like it
Holy
was
shit,
really
yeah,
good.
yeah.
It was and like man, she's got it made because she's very well spoken, very soft spoken, obviously incredibly beautiful. Like she's just and then very well edited videos,
Yeah.
very well researched. Like
Dude, her
everything
channel went from
together.
0 to like 10,000
Yeah.
subs in a week.
And because she's also like talking about a game that's like way more popular.
Sure, but
than
like
that.
she actually did a very
Yeah,
with this
very.
like she went deep in the lore.
I-
Oh
she
no,
got-
no, she's real.
Oh, yeah.
She loves that shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, but when
Yeah.
I
Did
had
you see her spoiler?
I did, yes. Oh,
With the
fantastic.
fairy, like,
Dude,
fairy-
and
dude.
the art on that card is
Yeah,
so gorgeous.
she like just cosplayed her spoiler. Like so talented.
Yeah, that
Oh, yeah.
cosplay
And that's
was
not, you don't have a
amazing.
lot of time to do that. You know what I mean?
No, but like I just remember this is like I don't have it anymore, but I had Instagram for a little while and I actually had her on there. So I messaged her and just like gave her this. It was
Yeah.
a somewhat lengthy message. It was like, listen, I watched your video.
She'll respond.
You're doing amazing, and she thanked me because I was like, you're doing amazing. Like your editing's great. And I'm like, you are actually doing like a really good job. Just keep working at the improving and just slowly but surely like this is absolutely fantastic because I firmly believe if somebody makes something good and they put the effort in, they deserve to be told that they need to be, because if you don't get that positive feedback, like you can kind of pull through for a little while, but if you're not feeling like you're winning for long enough, you will quit, because you need to at least get some wins to keep going. Like there's got to be something there. Because we're wired to not.
Content creation's not easy.
No, God, no.
We all do it. It's not easy. Like to do it for extended period of time. Anyone can do a YouTube channel for a week, a month, even a few months. But doing it for a year, 2 years, 3 years,
And being consistent.
It's not, especially when you balance that out with a life, a job, wanting to play the game.
Trying to get a girlfriend. You want to start dating, it's like that's going to.
What's happening in the Sloopdoop romance life?
By the way, we're going out with Pietro tomorrow night. He's a party animal, man.
Where the fuck's my invite?
You need to rest for Worlds, mate. Us single boys are going
That's true.
out.
I've got a 5-0 blitz, baby. 5-0 blitz.
I'm not. Listen, man. I'm not really sure where it stands, but I have been talking to a woman, and she is very fantastic. She wants to learn the game too.
Where does it stand for you?
I kind of like her. I'm not gonna lie.
Then you behave.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
That's just what
that's
you're
gonna do.
Like, because you're a good guy. Like if you want to behave, you behave. That's
what I'm gonna do. Like
choice.
I'd still go out, but like I'm actually the kind of person.
you're gonna wingman for us, man.
If I'm interested in a woman, like I usually
focus on her.
Yeah, it's like I'm not gonna be so like I'm not gonna like be down her throat and like overwhelm her or anything. But it's like if I decide I like somebody, I usually I don't bother with anyone else.
He missed that too. Never mind.
No, I heard it. I just ignore it.
No, we don't ignore anything here. As soon as we get the...
We're talking about hair pulling with Carolina. We're all in, man. It doesn't...
I know. Oh, my God. She is. She does not hold back.
She's great.
She's fantastic.
Like, if she was our local, she'd be like a monthly type guest like Philip. Do you know? Because she's just the energy.
Oh my God! Like it was like a little overwhelming at first because I just wasn't anticipating like how much and not in a bad way, but I was just like, holy shit! Like this girl's.
Oh no, she's
awesome.
A character. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like this, and she went and got me. She took my one ticket, got me a drink.
She did get you. I kind of made her do that.
Well, I still appreciated it.
Yeah.
She
follows instructions very well.
That's good.
Everyone listens to Fluke.
Everyone listens to me.
Yeah. Because we were very close to going deep in another round, and Fluke's just like, all right, I'm pulling rank here. If we don't, we need to get back and bust this episode out.
I'm tired.
Otherwise,
like I know.
Oh, well, I'm tired too.
And this is all like we've flown 22 hours. Also, I know what this event feels like because this is my third one in a row. Like I did Jersey, Lille, and this. They're tiring, man, because you're on your feet, you're hyped. I'm losing my voice.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be fun, but you need to rest. Like, it's important you get 7-8 hours before. It's important. It's important.
You
know what I mean?
7-8 hours.
You should try it because
no,
it makes the experience better. If you feel great tomorrow, you will experience it better. What you don't want is to go have a sore throat, feel shit. You know what I mean? That's why I made sure you ate. Like, you eat, even though you're pumped and excited. It's you just got to maintain.
Oh, I knew I had to.
You gotta maintain.
Like I said, especially being anxious about the trip. Like I'm not joking. I've probably been up for like 20 something hours now. Like
I believe it.
It's pretty brutal, but and I don't normally like. I'm usually like when I'm at home, I'm up at 5 a.m. and I'm in bed by like 9:30, 10. Yep. I used to be up at 4:30, but I decided to give myself that extra half hour because I was not getting enough sleep. So that extra half hour makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I'm up at 4:30 every morning, man. I know it. Yeah.
I'm the only because I was having trouble getting to bed consistently, like at 9 to 9:30. So I was like, you know what, I'll give myself that extra half hour to sleep in the morning. You know, the reason I was waking up at 4:30 was so I had more time to edit in the morning before I went to work. I'd have an hour and a half, but then being too tired, it's just like you're not really getting as much work done. So it's like now I'm finding out that getting that half hour just lets me get more done in that hour because I'm a little bit more awake.
What do you think of tonight? Walking into a room filled with the world's best players, flesh and blood enthusiasts that may have paid to go to events. Pseudo celebrities. Like what was your feeling there? Were you getting approached? Were people coming up and talking to you? Like, talk us through that. Did you meet people, meet subscribers?
I hugged more people, and it was all guys, but I hugged more people tonight than I have in years. Like
that's
together,
so cool.
Put together. Like I hug Saint, Chris Sayers. There's gonna be so many people I forget. I mean, I give both you guys hugs.
Ethan, James White.
Yeah, James gave me a hug. That was amazing. Obviously Paradigm when Dell when I had gone up to him. And still like several more people, but like I'm trying to keep track of names because like I'm really bad with names. And there's a lot of also YouTube channels out there that like I've seen a little bit, but I don't like maybe actively watch them because like I don't. fun fact, I spend so much time making content. I actually don't watch that much Flesh and Blood content because I just, by the time I'm done spending 8 to 10 hours making a video, it's like the last thing I want to do with my free time is watch more. It's like I just want to watch something else. And I actually don't watch that much YouTube anyway. I usually just listen to it and it's in the background anyways. So long form content. But there was just a different energy. Like I've never been in a big like with that many people in a room like that. And the coolest part, admittedly, was the fact that so many people knew who I had people coming up to me, shaking my hand, like being like, I had a guy just like walk by, he was like, "Hey man, I love your content," gave me a fist bump, and it's like, I just go, I just learned to just say, I'm like, "Hey, thank you," like I appreciate that, but it's because
don't feel really bad about not knowing who people are. Like till they tell me, they'll tell me their name, and I'm still blanking. Then they go their YouTube username. I'm like, oh. Yeah, I know your comments. Like, thanks, dude, or they're a member or something. But like, you can't. It's your face they see. On and on and on. They know you, and they feel like they know you better than they do.
Parasocial relations.
Yeah. But on the other side, like all you can do is say thank you. There's I can't imagine being like Rudy or Professor, like turning up because there's no way he even reads the comments. There's no fucking way to read 5,000-6,000 comments, right?
He probably reads like a good chunk of them when the video comes out.
No, but there's no way to like no. There's too much data. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't get the chance to introduce myself to the professor, but I have to. He like people have noticed. They're like, "Oh, your music is the same as his," and it's like, well, it's the same as a lot of people on YouTube because Kevin McLeod is an artist who has hundreds of free to use royalty free songs, and admittedly, I've been watching the professor since back in the day when it was like him, Wedge from the Mana Source, and I think it was like, what was it? Jeremy from Unhinged Media or whatever. Like he kicked out of the community basically. But and I know Wedge. I think Wedge like conned people out of money to like fly off and then like left the community. Like
allegedly.
Allegedly. It was something like he said he needed like back surgery or whatever, and then went off and married some girl in Britain that he'd known for like a couple months. And
isn't there someone on YouTube at some point pretended to be in a wheelchair for ages to make?
This is just old school MTG. This is old school MTG YouTube drama.
I hear you.
Okay, so there was like an original MTG YouTubers, and then they were all hunky dory. And then there was like a big cataclysm falling out, this and that.
Prof's like the only one who survived.
And then a whole new bunch came up.
Whether you like him or not, he's quite he's like, you can tell he's genuine.
Oh yeah.
And you can tell he does what you do. He's wouldn't call himself a public speaker. Do you know what I mean? Like I've heard he doesn't like going off script.
No, he doesn't. Not at all.
No, but that's also like what I'm saying is he does what you do. He scripts. He comes up with a plan. He edits it. And that consistency.
Can I correct you? He doesn't do what I do. I do what he does. Seriously though, he's been a huge inspiration. Like when I was thinking about making what I want to do with my channel, I thought about his stuff.
Yes.
For a while I was kind of like doing what everybody else was doing in Fab, which was like kind of using Rudy's style of like just talking to the camera for 15 minutes and then that's it.
You trying to take shots here, man? What do you?
Yeah. Get better.
Fuck you, Rudy.
I love Rudy.
No, he's taking shots at me. I literally copy Rudy.
I don't.
Fuck you, Fluke.
See, I don't mind that, but I just decided I was like, you know what?
No, by the way, like you already know, it's not the content you would want to make. That's the difference. I actually just want to hit record, open packs, talk, turn it off, upload. Like that's what I want to do.
And the thing is, like, that's perfectly fine because, like, you got to understand if you're just here, like, to enjoy the hobby. Like, I know your channel, you just want to have fun and just talk about the game, and you're not like sitting here going like, I want to become a really good video editor. Would you ever spend
18 hours a week filming?
I don't have 18 hours.
But it's also a lot of people don't want to. Like, that's a big commitment. Like, if I had spare 18 hours a week, what I would do with is probably not editing.
I've got the ambition for it. That's what I decided. Yeah,
and it will pay dividends. It already.
If I was in your position, yes, 100%. If I was young, single, no kids, no this, that, yes. If I was in Flesh and Blood at that age, well, no, I was already had many kids by then. But if I didn't, and I was
I know about 3 of them.
Yes, I would 100% be balls deep.
Yeah.
But I'm at a different stage in life, and I'm happy with that.
I can say to anybody out there who wants to make Fab content, if you're single, having a well-edited YouTube channel, holy shit, it actually helps with the ladies because you show them, like, even though it's something nerdy, women like guys with passion and ambition. Yep. And when you show them something like, here's the work.
Do you flop it out your phone? Show them your subscribers?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, baby.
No, seriously, the girl I've been talking to.
His Tinder profile is a screenshot of his YouTube.
Like the woman I've been talking to, I showed her my channel and she literally, she's like, I've been binge watching your videos.
What's her name?
Her name's Meg.
Hey, Meg.
Shout out, Meg.
Yeah,
Yo,
shout
what's
out
up, Meg?
You'll probably never see this. I hope.
Meg, you're a lucky woman, by the way, if you decide to say yes to whatever Fluke wants.
Yeah.
Fluke. Sloop wants.
Oh, Freudian
We're just-
slip.
Yeah.
Freudian slip.
We're just in that talking.
I'm not
phase now,
interested
but
in Meg, whoever this is. Yeah. No,
We're,
that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, it's going well. Like
Early stages, I assume.
Well,
That's
because
awesome.
I think too, like when you're, especially as adults, like you kind of got to take like probably a few months of getting to know somebody before you really, because you like we all think you meet each other and it's like, oh, we really hit it off and it's great, but you go through enough relationships, you realize like, oh, you don't know somebody until years of knowing them. So like you need to at least vet them for a while before you really start getting more intimate.
You start with sex, and then if you still want to talk to them after sex, it's worth pursuing.
You need to have sex at least somewhat soon because the post nut clarity. I've done that.
No,
once
I'm
and,
serious.
It's
No. By the way, this is I really do
thought I
believe
liked her, and afterwards
this is
I was
in
like, "Get out of
today's
my
age.
apartment."
In today's age, I feel that way because a lot of girls are wasting your time too. Like it's how it's. I know straight away. And by the way, you don't need to have sex with them. It's would I hang out with this person with no sex? How much is sex consuming what I want from? Like, because sex is there, you should want.
A good way to vet a woman is here's the thing: if you're a guy, okay, because your dick is your other brain, is if you the way you look at it is this: is if you would sleep with her, but you would not be seen in public with her.
Oh yeah, that's a no.
That is a no. Do not like.
But also, probably don't sleep with her. Be it like be better than
no.
that.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean though. Is like so many guys will they'll sleep with a hole in the wall, right?
Yeah.
Like they don't care. But it's like if you want to know a girl to date, just think about would you be willing to like have your family meet her?
Yeah. Like
If-
now,
if you-
like
if you
even
would
now,
feel
like what you know
embarrassed.
now,
Yeah.
even the way she presents herself, would you? And if there's even a doubt, you should be careful.
Yeah, that's probably
I agree.
that's probably good. Yeah, that's but no, so I guess now we're talking about women.
I knew the day that I met my wife, I was gonna marry her.
yeah.
There was just something about her, something so special, so sweet. The smile, I just knew straight away. I was only 19. I just knew. I don't know why.
Sometimes you just meet somebody and there's that attraction right away. And, like I'm gonna be honest with you. I at least think I have I can brag a little bit because she actually came and introduced herself to me, and I'm actually pretty sure I was wearing like it's a little bunched up because the way I'm sitting, but I'm pretty sure I was wearing this exact same outfit actually. She's like that's why.
Where? Paint the picture.
Literally the grocery store that's like across the street. She works there. She's working there for the summer and because she also does like yard work and that in the winter and like outside work. She's a bit of a tomboy. Like she's feminine, but she's also like she's not like a girly girl at the same. And I actually kind of like that. I find that actually pretty attractive. But
Like you wanted to be able to bench press you. I understand.
What?
Bench press you.
Oh Jesus Christ! No, it'll be the reverse. No, she's like 5'2". She's actually like very short, and I'm like I kind of like that. But no, like she just kind of came over to me and was like, she just like I really like your vest and like the way your suit or whatever. She had complimented me like, oh, thank you, and like and then like. Because a woman's, she's a very attractive.
That doesn't happen that often. No, because we're not as tall and handsome as this guy.
And like when I looked at her, like the first thing I thought I was like, okay, like she takes care of herself. She's fit, very attractive. So I literally just like I took a few steps closer and I was like, oh, like I'm like thank you, and I just talked to her and I think I literally was like I was wearing I wasn't wearing this vest. I was wearing the double vest waistcoats. By the way, to anybody asking, they're one piece. They're it's just it looks
they're
like
fake.
it's two.
They're
Yeah, it's just like it's sewn together.
Was that sewn into the shirt?
Well, this is just like the single one.
Oh,
This
okay.
is just like a normal one, the waistcoat.
No,
but
it's
the
a
other
vest that has like more than one layer.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
But like she had complimented me on it. And I think I literally was just like, I'm like, these were actually like $45 off Amazon. She's like, don't tell people that doesn't look like it. And then I asked for a name and she gave, and then she asked for mine and we had met.
Did you say my name is Sloop?
No.
Damn it.
I said my name was Wes. And then because she worked there, she's like, oh, well, I'll see you around. And I didn't ask for a number because I'm like, you know what? She works here. I'll run into her again. And this next time I ran into her, I asked for her number. And she's like, oh, that's, because I asked if she was seeing anybody. She's like, that's a weird question. I'm like, well, if you're not, I'd like to have your number. So she gave me her number. We started chatting and we just kind of been talking. At one point, she told me she's not looking for a relationship, right? And I guess she did separate from her ex, like I think it was like 6 months ago. So it's still kind of recent. And I was like, and I took that as rejection. I was like, okay. And at the time, I hadn't really made up my mind so much. So I was like, whatever, it's not a big deal. And then like the next day she sent me like a link to a song and then like a message. And then we talked for like 2 hours. And so I was just like, okay, well, like you told me you weren't looking for a relationship, but women don't like go out of their way to talk to a guy they just want to be friends with for 2 hours, like out of nowhere, And then we've just been like talking every day since, and you know, it's very interesting.
You're
Showed
the
her
rebound,
channel.
buddy. Doesn't
Maybe.
mean it's bad. Be the rebound.
Well, apparently she actually had wanted to leave him like a year before, but
Yeah.
he wanted to hold on, so she
Yeah.
did, and then you know eventually they
Look,
finally
I
split
feel-
off.
But you know, you seem happy.
Oh yeah,
happy.
well,
That's
and
awesome.
the thing is too, like this is why you need to take time to talk to people to get to know them, because it's like you might find out, oh, this isn't actually going to go anywhere. Maybe I am a rebound. It's like you gotta give it some
no,
time.
not in
to
a
know
bad
them.
way. I mean, sometimes the rebound is for life.
If
Like,
the rebound is like literally a few weeks after a relationship, that's not a good rebound.
I'm saying
you
in a good way. Like if it's been 6 months and she's, you know, been waiting 6 months,
Yeah.
or whatever. Like if you're especially if you're like the first guy she's actually talking to in 6 months because she was fed up for that long.
except for weird, creepy guys that send dick pics on
Yeah.
social media, but
What is with that? Like I'm from a different generation. I met my other half before internet dating even existed. Okay, there were no apps on phones back when we hooked up. Like legitimately, I'm a
that's a good
dinosaur.
thing. Online
So
dating's
I don't understand why a guy would take a picture of their dick and send it to. I just don't understand that. I don't understand how. I just don't. It's so foreign to me. Does it like excite them? Like explain that to a boomer like me. What the fuck is that?
I think it's that porn and the internet and
Yeah, I
lack
don't
of
understand
socialization
that.
and lack of a good father figure in a lot of guys' lives.
I don't understand.
They don't know how to conduct themselves. I literally think that porn, quite frankly, it fucks up your brain, especially when
you
you're
know, we
young.
watched plenty of porn growing up, but we never
But
thought
not,
of
not to the extreme levels that it is now. Like you will go down a porn, and I'll admit, when I was a teenager, access to the internet at all times, high speed internet access, you go down a porn rabbit hole where you start like watching worse and worse shit. Now I never went to like full degenerate stuff, but like you start off with like as a kid you can look at a pair of tits and that's good enough for you, and the next thing you know you're watching like gangbang compilations or something like hardcore or whatever, because years down the line you've just like you have to watch more and more depraved stuff.
I don't think that's where it comes from. It's the same like that behavior, which is you're right about that part. That behavior is the same type of guy that catcalls.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of guy that is told no and still like is trying to kiss a girl. She's like, no, and she's like, come on. Like it's that guy.
Okay.
It's that
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
Okay, I
that
get
doesn't
you.
give a fuck about consent, doesn't care that like it's a notch on the belt thing.
But I
Because
think- yeah.
if you're trying to find a slut in your DMs
Mm-hmm.
and you send, because by the way, they're not just sending you a dick pic. Like that's also it's probably what they're sending to a bunch of girls that they want to hook up with. Like that's their. They just want a girl that goes, yeah, I want a dick tonight. I don't care about you. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it ends up being.
Well, I'm just saying,
But it's degenerate behavior because you never asked.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same as like someone in the park flashing you. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah. Well, I'm just saying with the porn is
I've
like,
got
I
a good
think-
flashing story, by the way, but we'll get back to
I
that.
think the porn though, for some guys, quite literally they see women as objects because they've just watched so much that they just see them as that's a thing to have sex with. So they just send a dick pic and thinking that that's what it takes. But it's like just pro tip to any guy out there: if you're trying to get a girl, just don't send her a dick pic as your first message, and you're already doing better than 10% of guys. Like you know what? Do a few push-ups
But
every day,
you're-
and you're doing better than like 80%.
but dude, you're missing the point. It works. Don't think it doesn't work. They don't
What,
do
the
it-
dick pic thing
Yeah,
works?
I don't think that sending a
Yes.
dick pic as your first message has worked on
Yes.
like maybe
Yes.
like
No,
one in a
stop.
thousand.
No. Listen. It works.
How do you know? You do
You're
it?
just not
You
talking
send-
to that
you
type
s-
of girl.
You send
No,
these
fuck
dick
no.
pics?
That's not my game at all. Like that's not no.
'Cause I've never maybe
Dude, okay, what's the difference between me sending my first photo or my profile photo on Tinder being me shirtless and you can see like my groin V, right? But it's not my groin. Like, what's the difference? It's still objectifying myself. Or
Is
putting,
that your Tinder profile?
No, I'm just explaining. Like, if you're dressed like you on a dating app,
Mm-hmm.
trying to be sharp, handsome, look professional, like you're not a broke, you don't live on your mum's couch, right? But there's guys that are also just it's a beach photo of them at the. Do you understand what I mean?
I think there's
that guy sending a signal that it's my body that's my asset. That's what they're sending. When someone sends a dick pic, they're saying my asset is my dick.
I'm going to be real, man. I think there's a big difference between having like a shirtless photo as your Tinder profile picture and just messaging a girl and the first thing you send her
It's
is
the
just a
same
picture of your
premise.
dick.
I'm not agreeing with it. I'm saying it's the same
I
premise.
don't think it's the same premise at all.
works.
I think women are attracted to like an athletic, physical, muscular body, but I don't think like when a guy he doesn't even say hi or he says hi and then there's the dick.
I know for a fact.
Maybe
know
there
for
are
a
a few
fact
girls out there that are into it,
it
but
works.
I feel like
Because it's the same as men. You okay, I like boobs. And
men and women are so different.
No. But like like you said, pair of tits as a teenager, you're like, this is fucking amazing, right?
As an adult, I mean, I'm not
well, it's the same thing, but that's what I'm saying. It's just immediate visual gratification, right?
But I don't. To be honest, though, like men and women are different.
You don't
like,
talk to enough women. It works.
Maybe
it works. If a girl's in that slut phase, like she wants to fuck.
Why are you going after? Like, why are you trying to date women who are sluts? That sounds awful.
I talked. No. You're missing the point. I don't send dick pics. I definitely don't fuck these girls. What I'm explaining to you is it works. It's reinforced behavior. It works. It works more often than you think, and they get exactly what they're looking for. Is a girl that just wants a dick, but the problem is, same as everything, you got to send like 10 of them to get one, and you've just pissed off 9 girls, and also unfortunately ruined them for some of the rest of us, because then now the respect for men is, do you understand what I mean? Like, it works. It's a hit rate thing. They'll just go bang, 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 and then they'll find someone that's horny, that's like, yeah, I just want a dick, like, come over. That happens. It works more often than you think. I mean, they're not doing it because it's never worked. That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, I guess you can like make the technicality of an argument of like it technically works on 1 or 2, but if you have to if you're only getting 1 out of 100, I wouldn't call that a good success rate. Like technically it works.
Do you think that kind of guy cares what the hit rate is?
No, but if you fail 99 times and only succeed 1 time, I wouldn't personally call that success.
No,
like,
but no one's saying you, and no one's saying I do either. I'm just telling you. You ask why, it works. Especially the younger the generation you go, where the dating is mainly via texting. They're not even calling each other.
To be fair, it only works if the guy's actually attractive on top of that. Like, if he's a weird, sweaty, neckbeardy type guy sending his dick.
You're making very big assumptions. Very big assumptions. Not every girl cares. That's what they get. They're looking... They find something they're looking at that you and I would never look for. Do you understand what I mean?
I mean...
I'm completely not interested in that girl. I will not be turned on with a girl if I'm not somewhat intelligently attracted to her. Like if I don't see something, like we share a hobby, I like how she dresses. Like if it's purely like lust alone, I don't have that anymore. I haven't had that since I was fucking 18. Like just purely I want to fuck. Like no, you got to be more than that, because I've done that.
I have to be able to.
I've been with like girls I thought were a 10, and then the minute they open their mouth, I'm like, oh.
You're very not.
No, but even sexually, I'm not gratified. It's like, this wasn't fun. And then girls that are maybe traditionally unattractive or less attractive that were fucking funny, and the sex was a 10. Do you understand what I mean?
Oh, no,
I have no interest in the girl that sees a dick pic and goes, oh, hey, fuck that. Like, that's all you need? Like, really? Like, nothing else? By the way, it's the same with girls that just want money. It's the same shit. If that's how 2-dimensional you are. But there are girls like that, so I'm trying to explain.
Or they only want a guy that's 6 feet. Makes
or girls that just want a dick this size. What do you think guys are sending? They're not sending micro penis pictures, man. Most people sending dick pics are like, they're going, look at my look at my dick near my arm, kind of thing. Well, that's the type of that. But that's what it is. But then if that's what you listen, it's the same as like the super shredded gym junkie guys with no personality. It's a similar thing.
You seem like an expert on dicks.
You'd be surprised.
It's because his head's polished like one.
I look. I spend all my time with women, aside from flesh and blood. I don't have many guy friends.
You know what? I will say that.
Am I not your friend?
Okay.
How often do we spend together? Too often this last couple of days.
I will say
a lot of time.
I will say this to the ladies out there.
Yeah.
I can have my opinions and my assumptions that most of you probably don't like getting dick pics sent. However, not being a woman and not getting dick pics, I will say that I genuinely I don't know everything.
Oh no, you're right. Most don't fucking want it.
What's the title of this episode going to be?
Dick pics.
I don't even know how we got on this.
Mr. Ribbits dick pics.
Mr. Ribbit talks dicks.
Oh, you know what? I can make the thumbnail for it.
Yeah.
Mr. Ribbit will have like a big phallic.
Listen, you should make the thumbnail for this. You make it, because it would be completely different to every other Funder. And also,
well, I'll use the
it's
it's
an application, because if you want to start doing the Funder thumbnails, this is your little like application.
To be honest with you, I think you guys actually have solid podcast thumbnails. I think you have your
logo. That's all.
Well, all I do is screenshot the video where our faces are all in focus and our eyes are open, because it's funny going through the video. It's very hard to catch all 3 people not blinking. Mm-hmm. They don't look weird. They're looking at you know what I mean? It's actually, but what I should do if I was fucking smart is go, guys, let's pose for the thumbnail at the start of the video. everyone like do a do you know what I mean? But it's all
Everybody
like
flip the camera off.
Yeah. That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Wait. For this topic, everybody dicks out.
All right, let's do it.
Slap
One.
on the
Wait,
table.
let's do it.
Make that the pic. We'll take a photo like that, and then you blur.
No, let's do it. 1, 2,
you know what
3.
I'll do?
Flip
I'll
the camera off. 1, 2, 3.
And I'll
We're not
blur the
using that.
fingers. No,
We're not
what I
using
should do
that.
is have the three of us, and one is like a cucumber that's blurred out, a banana, and then like an eggplant that's blurred out. Wow.
This is
Or
our
actually,
spiciest.
I think maybe a cucumber for me, an extra long banana for you, Tic Tac for Fluke.
So what's the plan for the week? Are you going to play any side events?
We're hanging out.
I'm in the battle hardened. I might sign up for the calling.
You should.
Like,
What hero are you playing?
if I'm doing
In the
Blitz,
battle hardened?
in the battle hardened, I'm thinking young Dory. I'm gonna play my Dory deck because
Yeah.
If you want to be the third best Dory in the room, sure.
John will give you the spice.
that's fine.
I
Honestly,
not if it's in the same
It's a
event.
battle hard, man. Come on.
dude,
No, I'm not playing Blitz. I'm not playing Blitz this week.
to be
You're not
honest
playing
with
in the
you,
battle hardened?
have no interest in Blitz.
I signed up for the battle hardened because it's like I know I'm not good enough to beat any of the really good players, but I'm probably good enough to beat like at least 50% of the room. Because like I don't.
No,
play
all the
as
good
often,
players
but
are
I'm
in
not a
Worlds,
bad
man.
player.
You'll be fine. We're actually like think about it.
Yeah.
The best players in the room
fair.
are not
That's
playing
right.
the calling.
That's right, baby.
No, it's true though. Everyone that thinks they have a chance has practiced. Like everyone is.
Yeah, I've
in
been practicing
the call.
all day, all night.
So I want to play the
I
calling.
should do the calling because
So what I'd rather do on Sunday, if I'm gonna play, is commoner UPF, like something janky where I don't care. I don't want to build it. I'm gonna borrow a deck and just
I
play.
was gonna say I don't know if I'd win the calling because it's CC, and I mean like as much as I love Dromai and I have the fully marveled out deck, she's not the best hero right now.
She's very fucking good, though.
But you know what? She's good. I think one of the reasons that Dromai maybe is a little bit more challenging is she has some big downsides and some really bad matchups, but it's also the factor of she's very complicated to play. And when you're in a big event,
Yes.
like the more complicated your deck is to play, the worse off it's going to be because small mistakes and just the brain fatigue of trying to pilot it.
Genuinely, it's the other way around. James said that's the deck they believe internally is underperforming compared to what they know it can do. It's because it can do more than one. Same as Prism could do more than one thing quite efficiently.
Yeah.
Dromai hasn't been. The decks are
Figured
not
out yet.
solved. There's some players that have. I lost twice as Dory into Dromai. The guy taught me so much just losing to him. Not Josh Lau. Quan Lee from Melbourne.
I could not beat my buddy's old him deck to save my life. I could not beat Guardian or
Yeah,
Brute.
see, but
until
Philip
I
helped
watched,
me, yeah.
Until I watched Jamie Faulkner. He had a video, I think it was on Push the Point.
Yeah.
And it was an hour-long video. He
Yes.
was going through one of his like finals matches,
I've
one of
seen
his
the video.
matches. It was old him, and he was just explaining everything as he went along in the video. And that changed my whole perspective of how to play the deck. I realized I was playing it completely wrong. I have not lost against that old him deck at all since. I have beat him every single time with Draw My Now.
It is a you should win that match, but you got to know the thing is, and we've had pro players on here that teach us stuff.
Yeah.
And the big thing is you got to know your matchups, but you very much have to have a plan. Like before you shuffle, what's your plan? That's both sideboard, but also
how to play.
on Dromai,
have
you
to
draw
push
4 cards, 2 attack actions, 2 invokes. It is completely different lines into different heroes. Like not even close. Like there's heroes like Dory, you do not invoke. You do not invoke. It does not matter if it's a Dominia. You do not fucking invoke it. You pitch it or block with it.
You do not invoke until your second cycle of the game, and
If
now
you've
are
pitched
dropping
that correctly, or you keep blocking and then you remembrance the right stuff to the top, and then you have your turn. Like you will deck a Dory out. She will run out of cards before you do. It's that simple.
Well, yeah, you invoke
Versus Oldham, you don't invoke once and then attack and then just let him pop it. You have to put pressure on. You focus on Ashwings if you're running. Like you have to know that way before and have practiced it way before.
Well, I found even against Oldhim, a lot of the times you just play your dragons out and don't attack with them.
Yes, that's correct.
And then
You build
Oldhim
up
has
20.
to waste attacks to
Correct.
to
You
hit
build
them.
up 20 of them, and
Yeah.
then you get your 20 counters on Ghostly in a couple of turns.
Yeah, and don't be an idiot and don't waste your passing mirages and mirror guys too early. Like
That's
you can maybe play 1 or 2 throughout the game, but you really want to save them for the late game when you have a bunch of dragons. Line up your Chromized mirror guys so you can just attack multiple times
That's
in a turn.
exactly it, yeah.
Run them out of their poppers and that because all you have to do against Oldhim is have one turn where he
Can't pop.
wastes the 1 or 2 poppers on like a Chromite or mirror guy not having Phantasm. And then
you have 7 Ashwings.
or not even Ashwings. You've got like a Yenderai that they haven't bothered to pop because it's 6 and they don't want to
annoying
send their
to kill,
attacks because they can maybe tighten swing their hammer at it, Winter's Wail at it, but you're only removing the counter the first time. You're not unless you pummel it. But why?
But I think that's why Dromai, you need like it's like Dory has one game plan. She only changes the game plan because you're a wizard or a guardian. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the rest is just the same.
Dory's most complicated play line is where you have a glistening steel blade and you maybe want to hold on to it until you can get like that Iron Song response or determination or like or the twinning blade. You might hold on to one or two cards and just block with the rest of your hand for a couple turns, arsenal one, and just wait a turn or two till you get that third card that makes it work, and then you just have that.
But that's not nearly as complicated as Droma is literally how you play into Wizard is a different game into Dory, is a different game into Oldham, is a different game into Fi. They're actually like you have to know how to play the deck 4 different ways, and it's not complicated sideboard. It's complicated. What you're pitching, what you're blocking with, and what you're playing are actually completely like you got to know the 3-4 ways. Yeah,
I had to spend time.
I don't know them. I know that's what I need to know about it, so I don't play it.
When I realized I had to start pitch stacking with Droma, I literally spent hours just shuffling my deck by myself and like play testing hands and pretending like I was playing the game. Like, okay, maybe I block with this, I play this, sink below, tuck this card, and I was practicing
and
pitch
focused
stacking.
on it. Yeah,
like focused on just how can I set up the bottom of my deck so it's that when I get to round 2, I'm better set up. And I feel like, especially because the formats have been so quick, even in CC, like
you don't get the second
like you play Fi. If you're getting to your second cycle as Fi, you've already lost the game. Like
Correct.
you literally have
it's
already
just
lost
all
the
blues
game.
anyway. It's all your blues because you can actually dump all your cards every
Like with
turn.
Briar. Autumn Touch for the win.
Like if you're getting to your second cycle as Fi, you don't have Artifor anymore. You lost your card that wins you the game. Like but. With it, like with a hero like Dromai, like there's so much more you have to, and I love that. I'm glad that Dromai's complex because I love to really get into and get good at a game. But I also love that.
Do you like Illusionists because of the permanence on the battlefield?
Token decks and Magic were my favorite type of deck.
That's what I'm thinking. Like people that I've met that really like Illusionist hardcores, like Prism Dromai now, like. Usually their gaming history is a bit indicative of why.
Yeah. Like
they do like having stuff. And it seems like LSS is exploring that space a lot more now.
So well.
Like now, Warrior has a fucking permanent. You got that. Oh, boom. Your card.
The aura.
Yeah. It's on the battlefield.
Yeah.
So it seems like they
and they
are...
was it Brute has one?
Yeah. So we... I think they're... Not
By the way... It slows down the game. If you make very strong permanents,
there's more decision points.
No, but it slows down the game. The minute you
points,
play something that its benefit is later, like putting an aura, the main benefit is not the turn you put it out. Like on Dory, the turn you put it out, you lose 2 cards, you got to pitch one and play it. It's the second turn you have a full rack of cards and that. That's when so it's like a potion. A potion slows down the game. You know how good it is to have a potion out, so you slow down to put the potion out. It's a good way to play for an interactive game where the problem with Fire is 4 cards. Like they don't stop. Sometimes they don't even need the arsenal and they can beat you. If the more decks have to play auras, permanents, allies, it slows down the deck. It slows down the game.
To be fair, though, I mean, I feel like Illusionist is going to be the one where you actually get to attack with them. Like all the other heroes, like I guess Rune Chants are kind of close, but they just kind of trigger and pop and go at them.
Yeah.
Well, I guess now there's that.
Yeah,
new
but
card
the new ones give you an extra turn into Viz because Viz is going to go, well, I want to play this that says all my Rune Chants pop at the end for 2 damage, right? Or whatever it destroys the Rune Chants, gets that many counters, but at the end of each turn after this turn, I pay 1 counter, deal 2 arcane instead of the 1 the Rune Chants were. So you double your arcane damage, but you have to take time to. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. But that gives another aggro deck an extra turn to maybe kill them. It's good. It's good because OTK Viz was way too fast. That's why it doesn't exist anymore. And Blitz was way too fast. You didn't have to play. It's stupid.
I actually Viscerize the new hero that I built. Like it's just jank. I barely even have any of the Majestics. But I am actually kind of interested in playing them. Because, the reason I never got into them is for the longest time, I just played Ultimate Pit Fight with my friends because we were Commander players when we first moved over this game. By the way, I'm just going to say this. I know there's a few people. I know Red Zone Rogue's going to hate this. Ultimate Pit Fight, now that I've played a lot more Blitz and CC and actually played in armories and events and competitive, Ultimate Pit Fight is a pile of fucking shit in comparison. Holy crap, man! Because you have so much less control. Because if 2 people just decide they're gonna team up on you, it feels like shit when your friends are just like, you know what, I'm just gonna kill you. It's like you had to block the first player, and then your other guy's like, I'm just gonna kill you. It's like I didn't even get to play.
People
it's
that-
turn
yeah,
three and I
what
didn't
I
play.
hear-
You just need to work on your social skills.
No, but people.
Well,
That's
the problem is that I'm better than my friends, so they'll just kill me.
That's-
And
yeah,
it's like, I don't
but
know.
that's part of it. You should.
No, but that's a recurring theme I hear. The
Yeah, when
ultimate
it's like
pit fight
every
sucks.
when it's like every game, and it's like I
Yeah.
literally can't win because I just get teamed up on immediately.
Yeah,
And it's like,
because
why would I keep playing?
you're a better player. You're the
Yeah.
threat. Well, it's your fault for being the threat. That's the whole point of playing multiplayer.
But then no. But the
There
thing
needs
is
to be
then-
checks and balances.
No, but that's my point though, as to why it's like, well, then I'm just gonna play the game where it's more competitive and I have more control
which
over
is
what actually
which is
happens.
completely fine.
Well, no, that's what I mean though. It's like I've just learned, like, now that I've actually played like a lot more one-on-one like competitive fab. I love it. I love actually like really getting down. Like I like the games where it's like this, like for the longest time I loved playing Dromai versus Oldhim because they were these long long grindy, thoughtful. Like you really have to think and plan ahead and it's like it's so rewarding when your plans come to fruition and you start to really learn it and get good. It just feels so amazing because I like to get good at things that I do. That's what's
There's no
like,
argument
YouTube
that,
channel
like,
and
especially
everything. So,
CC is the way to play Fab. Like,
yeah.
you haven't experienced what James White made and the dev team have worked on, and all the passion and all the cards. You haven't experienced it till you sideboard your cards in, shuffle up 60 cards, flip over your equipment. You do everything you're supposed to do properly. Play CC. That's the game to play. And you're like, holy shit. We have I'm pretty sure the best way to teach the game is CC. I know Blitz is like a lower friction entry point, but the longer game, like not sideboarding in CC, but giving someone a 60 card deck and 40 health, they will feel like they interacted way more than a 10-minute Blitz game that they just lose. You know what I mean?
I think after teaching someone like 5 games on Blitz,
Yeah.
just to understand,
Give them a long game. Like
that's
CC,
it,
you got
and then
40
CC.
health.
I wish I played CC a lot earlier on.
Yeah.
Playing Fab,
I
I would have got a lot better.
I think to teach people the game, either the I Will Welcome decks or Blitz is a good way to teach them how to like the rules,
Just pitch,
The
attack.
rules.
how to play, and how the game flows, and then after that to actually learn how to like play the game like properly.
You see
like,
more
play it
hands. You
is
go
to
through
do
the ebbs
CC.
and flows.
By the way,
you
like
know?
the classic battles
You don't get punished for
is
one mistake as
designed
much.
very well. They've tuned the power down. It's a long, grindy game. So I would encourage, like, I have that sleeved up. I even have it here in case I meet a new player at Worlds, and that's the deck to bring out. Do you want to play Warrior or Brute? And then it's armor and it's slow. It's slow. That's the point.
Yep.
It's a slow Blitz game. It's not a fully tuned with legendaries Blitz deck that can OTK someone.
Yeah,
You know,
do you guys remember when everybody was complaining that Welcome to Wraith was out of print because they're like, how are we going to teach the new players? It's like, oh, I don't know, maybe new product, the I Will Welcome decks. Also, I would even like
wait. You're talking about people.
That
You're
was
talking about
such a-
fucking
that
kitchen
was-
table
that was
TCG. They're
such
the only
a
ones that were
bullshit.
saying that
There was-
bullshit.
That was a
other people.
bullshit.
Bullshit.
How am I going to teach new people how to play
That
with
was
talents?
specifically George.
Dude,
Yeah.
my first ever deck I played with was Bolton. I bought the Blitz Precon deck. I won 2 armories with
Don't
that
get
deck,
me wrong.
mind you.
His
fuck.
point that set to draft, fantastic for new players.
Like if you
because you can pretty much draft any card that's a
but if-
generic and have a deck.
But-
which Tails Monarch dog shit in comparison to draft for new players. Like you need to know a lot more about.
I'm
the game.
sorry if your staff can only teach people how to play Flesh and Blood with WTR.
No, of course,
There's a
yeah.
problem with you and your staff.
I agree.
Okay, like if you can't figure out how to teach someone to play Flesh and Blood
Also,
without WTR,
you know how
there's an
easy
issue.
it is to go get a WTR box, open it, sleeve it. There's your draft cube. It's not that hard.
Well, not even just that. The other thing too is like the reason Welcome to Wraith had to be so simplistic is because when the game came out, nobody knew how to play. You had to figure it out for yourself. But
Actually,
now,
there's something James
now-
said. I think was WTR. Like he wanted a different set first, but they went with WTR and those heroes specifically. Because notice, there's still Dory support happening. There's still Bravo support. Still, look at the Rhinar support.
Brute got,
But they
Brute
knew
got so
that
much good
if they'd
stuff.
done like Monarch first, again, friction, learning how to charge, learning banish, and like that's different. Imagine like Tales of Aria is the first
Yes.
set.
Oh,
Fusing,
Tales is-
like
yeah.
come on, like
No,
it's not great.
But that's what I'm saying though. Is like now, if a new player gets into the game, like when you were getting in at the start 2019, nobody knew how to. You just had to teach yourselves.
Yes.
Now though, you start getting into the game. There's a.
I can teach
plethora
you how
of
to
content.
fuse now. If you want to
Somebody
play
at the
Lexi,
LGS,
let's teach you how to play Lexi.
Literally,
Yeah.
you will like the players can teach each other, new people, how to play the game. So now you can be more.
But have you noticed like the trajectory of difficulty? They brought out Phi Dromai. They're less difficult to play than Monarch heroes. Like complexity.
Dromai's tricky, man.
No, not at all. It's very...
the base of understanding what Dromai does, like it's
in
easy
a draft.
It's easy to play a dragon and play
the deck
a
itself is much easier to play Dromai than Bolton for a new player. Like, I can explain that to a new player much easier.
To play Dromai well. I think...
Really?
I think
No, listen. I'm talking about... This is
know
what I'm
about
explaining. It's literal math. It's very simple maths. Bolton has to do what Bolton's doing, you have to put a card in soul, and then you have to, weapon, you have to check that the weapon is +1 or the attack has more than, right, to give it, like there's a few checks and balances. Dromai is anytime pitch a red, remember to create an ash, and then anything that says it needs an ash, just use an ash. Like it's very 1, 2, 1, 2. There's no 1, 2, 3. Do you understand? Like Jiu-Jitsu moves are the same. There's moves that are 2 steps that anyone can learn. Start to go 3, 4. They're more difficult. Bolton is harder to play than Dromai. 100% harder to play than Dromai.
Really?
To master
high
it.
level. Really?
No. You're talking about like mastery. I'm talking about if I had to teach you the mechanics of a deck.
Sure.
Dromai Phi is super easy compared to
Like
Levia,
the pre-con blitz
I feel like
decks.
any part of it.
I feel like what they've done is,
All of them.
In Monarch and Tales, it felt like all of the heroes were pretty complex.
Yes.
Like in their play, even Levia, like trying to manage, like if you're playing her in
Is
a
my
classic,
blood
trying to
debt
manage
on or
blood
off?
debt,
Yeah.
You know, Chain's got all the banishing.
Chain was a bit
and that.
daunting for a new player.
Yeah, and Bolton, like when I first played
Bolton
I
is
didn't know what I
hard
was
to
doing.
learn as a
Same
new
with-
player. It's
same
what I
with
tried
Prism.
to learn on. I couldn't.
I thought Prism was trash when I first played. I thought the 4 cost, the yellow auras were garbage when I first learned her. And then, like, obviously now I realize how dumb I was. Like, Prism's amazing. She's too good.
No, like again, if a new
and
player's
Tails-
like
Tails is
stuck on
just-
playing Prism, like if a new player came in and said, "I really want to learn that," it's teachable. I'm not saying like it's too hard to teach a new player. I'm saying WTI heroes are much easier to teach. But what they've gone is they've gone pretty wide. Like they've introduced talents and fusing, right? They've done all that. They've introduced charging and banishing, and they've introduced, but they haven't like gone like this is a lightning hero. Do you know what I mean? That fuses and uses soul. Like they've gone, these are the talents. This is what we're doing.
I do miss those naive days, you know, playing Bolton, turn 1, cracking snaps, just to get an extra link on the combat chain. You know, like I was so like doe-eyed, Timmy, you know, and I'd like get absolutely rolled in an armory and I'd say to my opponent, what could have I done better? Well, Paul,
play the game properly.
Well, Paul, you see that Snapdragon? Like maybe you should have saved that for later in the game. And I'm like, why? It got me 3 extra damage. This thing's gas.
And then they tell you it's turn 1 and they get to draw.
Yeah.
So like,
This is what pisses me off.
Dude,
I sat in front of a Phi
God,
player
I'm
who
such a
actually
noob.
plays in our locals quite often, and he goes, I went first on Dory, and I go swing, and he goes no blocks, and I go, are you serious? I go, do you have a D react? He goes, I'm not telling you. I go, no, like I'm not trying to like trick you here, but like it's turn 1. Are you sure? He goes, yeah. I go, okay, run through. He goes, yeah, no blocks. Okay, take 3, sharpen steel. He's like, yeah, no blocks. I go, no, dude, don't do that. This is blitz, man. I go, don't do that. He goes, no, my hand's cracked. I go, dude, I don't give a fuck if it says 55 damage right now. You're not killing me next turn, are you? But you're at 5. You're at 5. And he's like, he was arguing with me. I'm like, man, I'm just trying to help you, but I'm going to stop talking. You're going to go to 5. I felt bad. I got a counter turn 0 on Dory. Don't let me do that.
Maybe I need to make a video about that because like it's something I've even noticed at mine, and some people will take my advice, and because I've told them it's like, listen, on turn 1,
Yeah, you've made a video on this. Have you?
Oh, I think about like Flesh and Blood players don't block properly, but I think I was focusing more on the equipment. I don't
Yeah,
think
you
I've
did
made- I
on
don't
the
think I've
equipment.
made-
Don't use
No, no.
equipment on turn
on,
1.
there's
There's
like
a-
random.
Yeah.
By the way,
stuff,
Sloop, it's something you definitely, I was planning to talk to you about this weekend. There's a big, so even the Learn to Play videos, Talarians, DM Armada, I watched them when I started playing Fab. I did not learn how to play Fab through those videos. They're still talking to card game players, right? There's room for actual basics, how to play. Get a life pad, get a D6, get a D20, or write down the life. Like it's that quick and edited well. Do you know what I mean? Like what you need is that. And what you need is shuffle the decks. Like, do you understand? Like even shuffling is a foreign concept when I crack my first blitz deck. Like I don't,
Dude,
I'm not kidding, by the way. Yeah.
Shuffling. Try and get someone that never growed up playing cards, like even Ace Jack cards, never played a trading card game, and even shuffling. Like, no, seriously, real basic. Like I've showed some people that have never done that.
I have to.
And it's like grueling. Like just learning the hand eye and the finesse of actually the fine motor skills
Which
of
is-
shuffling
and a
cards.
video like that,
They
you should
take it and they like these giant chunks. And they
No,
like, shuffle
I've met
3
people that have
times
just
and-
gone
yeah.
like because they have no idea.
Yeah.
You know, like so maybe that's a
there's,
thing.
No, but there's actually room for that. There's room for making a video explaining, okay, if you're building a deck, like you don't want a net deck, you want to try and build one yourself, you need to know how many blues do I need in my hand in this deck? If it's 1 per hand, this is the number of minimum blues and blitz. And see, do you understand what I mean? These are like actual things because you get people turn up to an armory and they're playing and they're like, fuck, I keep drawing too many blues. I'm like, how many blues are in your deck? They're like, 32. I'm like, whoa, dude. Like, this isn't magic. Like, the numbers are quite easy to land. If you need 1 in 4 cards, that's blue. Like, max have this many in the deck. Do you know what I mean? But there's, like, new players, like they have some bulk and they have a net deck and they just open a couple of boxes and trying to build a deck out of it. Like, if they have videos like that, you want evergreen videos? These are evergreen videos.
I actually, my plan next year is to get a little bit more competitive with the game. Like, just improve my skills at the game and talk to people who are better than I am to get their knowledge. And I actually, like for instance, one video I want to do is of the 2-card hand concept. Is like, how good is your 2-card hand, especially in Blitz, where you have less life total. You're going to get to the midway point in the game where you're going to be at like 7 life, where you're forced to block with 2 cards in your hand. So you have heroes like Ira, where it's like you have like a blue pitch and like a double strike, and you have 4 attacks in like the late game when they're at 1. You're gonna rip their hand out, and then you win. You just win the game with your 2-card hand. And then next turn you have 4, which means 5 attacks because of the Kodachis. And then you have heroes like Bolton, where his 2-card hand is. I die. Like, it's literally, I attack you, I charge my
There are
soul,
decks that
you're
can't
gone.
play with 2 cards. Yes.
Yeah, right. And that's what I mean, though, is like it's understanding that concept. And it's one that was written in like what was it? The Wraith Times, the newsletter or whatever. I read that concept and it changed my mindset. It made me think more about the game. But it's like, I want to be able to properly understand and discuss topics like that. You know, ways to like better deck build, how to, like as you were saying, like how to not put too many blues in your deck, or the basics of these games, or these slightly more complex, like just slightly more complex things than what
Even
most
explaining
average
like
players would think about.
Why would you put yellows in? Like, yellows are generally bad in Fab, like except for in Prism and maybe some Bolton decks. But why? Like, where is it okay to put the yellow of a version of a card? Like, if your deck is this like there's decks that have an archetype like Kasai. It's you have to have Go Again in your hand, and you need 2 resources a turn. Yellows work. Do you know what I mean? But some people go like yellow hit and runs in CC. I'm like, there is no world where yellow hit and runs good in CC yet. It's just not good. But explaining why.
Yeah, because the only issue I'm having right now is I don't feel confident enough, because if I'm going to make videos where I'm genuinely trying to help people improve at
You want
the
to give the
game,
right advice.
because it's like if the video is very polished in terms of editing, people will take it as like, this is the truth.
true.
This is, because it's just when it's
Some
presented well.
But see,
content
And it's
warps
like,
the meta.
I do not
So
want
genuinely, that you just need to collab those. Like, as part of you learning, if you reached out to someone like Hayden or any pro player around you, or
Why do you think I'm here?
No, but 100%, like, those are collab videos as well. Like, there's nothing stopping you going, I did this with Arsenal Pass, or they're pretty busy. I doubt you're going to get Arsenal Pass, but you can get players, especially like if you're doing an Ira video, find a player that's versed in that hero.
Well, what I think I would do though is I would make the video, I would make the script, but I could either show the script or have conversations with professional
checked,
players. Be like, here's my idea. Here's what I'm saying. Like, what do you think? Like, let's talk about it just a bit. I just want to make sure that my information is correct, because I'm gonna mess up. I've made mistakes. I've said things that are wrong. It's gonna happen. Everybody's human. I remember thinking back to some of the cards I thought were bad in like older sets. I thought Macho Grande was a bad card, and then getting swung at for 10 dominate, and you realize like, oh, actually that's a shit ton of damage. Great.
James White hates that card.
Yeah.
Oh, I do too.
He actually was one of the cards he named. There wasn't that many cards he hates. That's one of them.
It wasn't Thunderquake one of them too,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Just the dumb big
Remorseless.
Damage. Yeah. But I have to make sure that I get it right, because I don't want to give people the wrong, like, I'm terrified of giving people the wrong information for genuine, serious videos.
The other thing is, like, it's actually something very much worth doing.
Oh, I agree.
If you've read a Wraith Times article, that should be a video, because I haven't read that article, but it sounds like a cool video. Just contact them. Go, hey, can I make a video of this exact article? I'm pretty much going to plagiarize it, but I
won't. I'll make my own script.
Tell them, I want to plagiarize it. Can I? Because they're not going to mind you linking to the article.
Well,
like if you think, what I'm saying is if you go, wait, this is well written, there's nothing to improve here, just ask permission to use it in your video. Like, I don't think anyone would ever say, no, you can't use my article in a video. Like, it's only going to get more people, like, because you're going to be saying this Rate Times article, it says exactly what you need to know. And explain it in video. Just some people don't consume.
Yeah. What I would do is I'd come up with the video on my own. I'd present it in my own way, but then I'd probably say in the video, and if you want more information, if you want, like, here's the article.
This is where I got my info from.
Yeah, or
some.
Yeah, because, like, I don't ever want to, I'm just going to be real. The idea of just taking somebody else's work and just using it I'm never going to do that. It has to be my own. Like, I am very much like it's got to be my own work. I will not just take something somebody else said and just change the way they word it and then present it as my own. But I would use it in a video of, like, here's the concept of a 2-card hand. Here's all these examples. Here's, like, and talking to people who know better than I do to get more information and, you know, compile it down. But, like, if I'm being real, I do genuinely, like I said, this is where I want to take my channel leading to the next year, because I think I've gotten to the point where my video making skills specifically are...
They're pretty good.
Maybe this is too egotistical, but I do think I'm probably one of, if not the best, in terms of just, like, how, like, at making videos specifically YouTube videos, because I've spent so much time watching other content on how to do it and how to get better at it. I was listening to a podcast about editing on the plane flights here, like, just then their concepts, and again, the one guy who was editing for Logan Paul, so, like, professional, like, serious high-end editors.
Sloop to 10K. Let's make it happen, team.
Dude,
let's make it happen.
I'm hitting 3K by the end of the year. That's my goal, and I'm only a few hundred. I'm less than a few hundred away.
Let's get 10K before June next year.
While you're here, when you talk to James White again, make sure you get an interview on your channel.
Maybe that'll be like the one long form video. Will just be me interviewing James White.
Or you can splice it down in full short form.
You can also you can come up with something creative with James for sure.
See,
mine is scripted with him. I already had the questions. I showed him the questions.
You didn't ask my question.
I don't even remember what question I think it was something
probably
dumb why. Yeah.
Damn, I didn't even ask.
I asked him what his favorite color was.
I missed the boat. What was that? What was
this?
It?
Fucking hilarious.
I almost was gonna tell you to ask him who his favorite YouTuber was, but I was like, I don't think that's a good idea, because, like, there's got to be somebody. I don't even think it's me, but, like,
I kind of know the answer to that. If you want to know,
who do you think it is?
He doesn't watch YouTube.
That's fair. Yeah.
If anything.
He just watches.
No, I'll explain. He has a curator. He has a curator.
Isn't it his wife?
Yeah, someone watches a lot of the content because they want to.
So James White's comments aren't James's. On my
they
videos?
are, but he's never in his sub box seen your video.
Yeah, okay.
But his wife will go, "This was fucking funny. Look at this," and he'll check it on his phone, and then he'll be like, "Yeah, it is." But, like, he's not wasting time. He's not browsing YouTube, right? He's up 2 a.m. I know that for a fact because I talked to the staff and they're like, no, literally, like, the reason everyone gets emails back is he doesn't go to sleep. Like, he's just up. But I'm pretty sure that that's what happens is he's seen everyone's content. He's aware of it. You're in the content creator program mainly because he said, and the spoiler season because mainly he said, but he's not, like, specifically, like, he will get told, hey, check this out. Hey, this was a good opinion. This is a good idea. This video is funny. Like, it's his wife and stuff. He gets the... You know what I mean?
No, I actually...
It's like someone getting the newspaper and clipping out stuff that he shouldn't see.
I actually knew that because the first time he ever emailed me about a video, he said, like, someone from my staff sent me the video. And that's it makes
What video
sense.
was that?
It was, I can't remember exactly. It was one of my ones where it was the first one where I kind of expressed that I was going through a rough time and like the YouTube was helping. The Fab community meant a lot to me. Awesome. Talked a little bit about my past, and he sent, like, this long response. I have it archived and, like, starred on my Gmail. I've never deleted it. I'll delete every other thing above it, but I still have it there. And he just, like, was like, life's really fucking hard, you know, keep going. You seem like a smart guy. You've got your head on your shoulders. That's what he said to me again tonight.
That's so cool.
And he just gave me all these words of encouragement. And especially now, like, knowing that he literally, like, sold his house, didn't see his wife and daughter for like a year.
I didn't know that.
I did not know that either.
Like, the fact, like, it makes that message that he sent me mean even more. Like genuinely speaking, when I say I look up to that man, I genuinely, I see him as someone to aspire to be like. And it just, that message means even more. And then he also messaged me about, I think, a somewhat similar video. Oh, it It was when Fab 2.0 came out, and I think I made it. I talked about how that in the Flesh and Blood is such an important thing, and he's like, you're spot on with that. Like that is the thing. Oh no, the first video was. It was where I was speculating that the message of being in the Flesh and Blood was more important, and then I shared a bit about myself. But I was trying to say, like, I think that's like that. It's not that he's just making this game because he wanted to make a game, and like that's his purpose. Like bringing people together is because there are so many people that think that money is what motivates everybody, and it's like if money is the only thing that motivates you, you are so shallow because, like, to go through this much hell. There has to be more
James
than
could have
just
got a
money.
job if he needed money.
Exactly. You have to
Like
have
he actually
deeper...
knows what he's doing. He's competent. People like that can get a job. They can get a very comfortable, cushy job. He could get a job at Wizards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's been in the card game industry most of his life.
You have to have a higher purpose.
Yeah.
You know, and making sure you're somewhat financially stable makes sense. Like
it's important.
Like with me, it's like I'd like to do videos and YouTube as like the income. Like that's kind of what I want to do with my life in terms of like making money and editing and all that and getting really good at that. But there is still, you know, one of the reasons I want to help newer players is because it's like I want to bring, to be honest, I specifically would like to bring younger men, like from like teenagers to like young adult men into the sphere. And one of the reasons that I want to present myself well is because I want to be the role model. I want to be the role model that I needed when I was younger.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely believe that there is a very there's a lack of masculinity, like genuinely good masculine men in society. Like I feel like, to be honest, I feel like our society promotes men being weak and effeminate. And it's like, if that's where you want to be, that's fine. But I do think, you know, we have a crisis of fathers not being in the homes and you know, there's like so many young boys have very low testosterone, like historically low testosterone, which is awful for your behavior and your mood and how you just you're functioning as a man. It's a very important hormone for us to have, and like all the food that we eat is so full of chemicals. It's literally messing with our biology and the way that we are supposed to be. And I feel like when I was young, I needed a strong male role model in my life, and I didn't have it. I didn't have my dad around, and my stepdad was just an abusive piece of shit. So it's like I even think back to when I was 18, 19 and how fucked up I was. Like I don't even recognize the person that I used to be in comparison to now. And it's like, I'd like to have my channel and, you know, Flesh and Blood be a space for guys like that to find a home and to build themselves up past that. And so they don't fall down that rabbit hole of just becoming like, you know, that guy that just smokes weed and sits on the couch and plays video games his whole life and doesn't do anything and is not, you know, contributing to society and acts like he's, you know, just an entitled child his whole life, you know, because like there's a lot of guys that end up like that. You see even 40-year-old men that aren't doing anything. And it's like, well, I don't owe the world anything. It's like, you know, I don't agree. You live in society and I think you should be contributing to what society, like, you know, you live on this planet. I think everybody has a responsibility to try to do something good in the world. And, you know, and you could disagree, that's fine, but that's why, like, it's a purpose for me and that's what I want
your vision
to promote. Yeah. So it's kind of like a further...
But by the way, that's the whole point. If I think people see that you have a vision. Do you know what I mean? Whether they agree with it or not, it's nice to see driven people. You put the effort in. Like the thing is, I don't need to agree with you. We've disagreed now on the pod. It's not a problem. But you're not just someone who talks. Do you understand what I mean? You actually put in hours. You post your videos. You're consistent. I don't care if your opinion's wrong. If I know you've put a lot of thought into it and you can present it properly and respectfully and you can listen and you will reply to comments negative or not, like that you can be wrong. Like we're all different. Not always wrong, but we're not supposed to agree. But you do it. That's the difference. Some people talk. You do a lot, and that's the difference. You have a vision, like you're headed somewhere.
Well, and I think it also helps, like, and this is thanks to mushrooms, but like going on a mushroom trip, man, it strips your ego away, and you come back and your ego will never be as big as it once was, because like it's that realization of, oh God, I really like as I started to get older, and probably about 22, I suddenly realized one day, I'm like, I don't know shit. I don't know anything. The things that I don't know are far greater than the things that I do know. And just reminding myself of that, because you have to be open to learning. You have to be open to being wrong. And I'm wrong all the time about everything. So if I get something wrong in a video, you know, it's difficult when half the time your YouTube comments are just people being snarky and saying dumb shit to you and just being mean, you know. It's like, okay, well, you're just making me go further into my point. But like, if somebody actually gives me genuine criticism, it's like, I've just admitted, it's like, you know what, actually, yeah, I got that one wrong. I'm going to have to rethink my position, you know? And sometimes you're not going to, but it's most of the time, like whether girls like dick pics or not, like that's such a stupid conversation. It doesn't matter who's right or wrong, really, because it's
I'm
not.
right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. John loves a dick.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Whatever.
Oh, that's the title of the video.
John loves
The title
the
of the
dick.
video is Mr. Ribbits is dead. That's what the title
Yeah.
of the video
Yeah,
is.
Mr. Ribbits is dead and I killed him.
Rip Mr. Ribbits, yeah. You excited for tomorrow?
I am.
No. No, stop. No.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go 0-8.
You're going to be fine.
Like I've literally played like 2 games of Flesh and Blood in
That's
the
not
last
point.
6 days.
But you know how to play.
7 days.
The meta hasn't changed since.
But I'm playing against the best players in the world.
The meta. Listen to me. The meta hasn't changed since nationals. You know, like you're.
I'm gonna have fun.
Listen, there's no surprises.
You know what I'm very happy about? We're starting with draft.
Yes.
Okay, if we'll
Yeah,
start,
you're
if we
comfortable
were
there,
starting with CC, oh hell,
Force
this is just. Hey, that's a strat, viable.
If everybody else is forcing 5, force
Hey,
mine.
trust
Josh,
me,
what are you talking about?
we've got a
Force
couple.
Icelander.
We've got a couple of people in Sydney that force Dromine. They do quite well. So
I'll never touch Icelander.
yeah,
I don't like ice.
I'm pumped. We've got 8 rounds, early start.
What time start?
I think we need to be there at 8:30, 8:15.
You know what? So here's what we'll do. This will be your litmus test as to whether you'll do okay at Worlds. You and I should get together early. We'll have a game first. Like maybe we'll do like CC and Blitz. And if I beat you, drop out. You're fucked. You're not winning
Sloop,
anything.
my mental brain cells, I have a finite capacity. So I cannot, like, people hit me up tonight. They're like, let's play a game. And I'm like, dude, I only have a certain amount of games in the tank. Every game that I play before Worlds, I'm emptying that tank, right? So I have to reserve my finite brain cells
Low test over here.
for 8 rounds tomorrow. Any warm-up rounds is going to deplete me very quickly.
Dude, we're in California. I'm pretty sure you can get cocaine somewhere. That'll give you more than enough energy.
There
to
we
get
go.
through the day.
There we go.
No.
Like, come on.
All right, let's call it there. Get him to bed.
Dude,
Everyone needs
get
to
him
rest.
To bed, get me. Have you?
Yeah.
I've literally been like one eye.
You got
closed
no
trying to hold
pressure
back
tomorrow.
yawns.
He's actually got to perform. That's the difference.
I don't have to, really?
Yeah. Man, you go play.
I'm playing.
Listen.
I'm going to still win.
You have equal chance compared to everyone else in the room. If you think about it any different, you're wrong. Like, it's still a variance card game. You can still get lucky. You might go on the run of your life tomorrow. But you need to have the energy to even play properly.
I'll have the energy.
Yeah,
you know
that's
I
it.
can turn it up.
Yeah, good. Any last thoughts? Subscribe to Sloopdoop. Find him on Twitter.
Where do we find you? Let everyone know.
Don't find
Patreon.
me.
Patreon. Become a
Support
member.
the man.
Yeah.
Support the man.
Listen, of all the YouTubers,
Yeah, this is the one we
you
need to
actually
support.
want it to be your job. Like, you would make more videos, higher quality, if you were full time on
But-
YouTube.
but
So
this-
if you like the content,
But this is
you
but-
deserve more
but
support.
Sloop is like potentially like the first 100K
Yes.
Flesh and Blood YouTuber.
I agree.
Like, but
And
this is the man.
The sooner he's monetarily can go to part-time work and then eventually no work and just do YouTube, we will get more content. So if you like the content, go
Support
support
him.
his
Patreon,
Yeah,
subscribe,
100%.
do it, team.
Like, I get a little tip jar and I have more members than you on my channel, which is crazy because I actually don't do it for the money. Like, it's just
It's
a tip
because you do
jar.
live streams.
No, but I'm saying, like, you deserve, like, for you, if you had an extra 200-300 a month, that actually might be, you know what, I'm going to maybe start thinking about part-time because this will cover some more of my bills. And eventually, $2,000 a month, you're starting to go, well, wait a second. I can cut down a half and make, I know. It's,
I just have such a trouble asking because I always feel like I never do enough.
I'm saying
like, to
I can't ask
actually-
people for nothing. It's hard
Like
for me.
it's just because it's like
pussies.
I always
Ask.
I don't know. Like I'll ask for subs in Patreon. I mean, I
Sure.
have that little blurb in my videos.
No,
But
I just told you, like, it's 100%. If people like your content, if they want you to go full time, there's the button that'll make me go full time. You don't need to, it's not complicated. You're not even asking. If you want me to be full time, go for it. And everyone that doesn't want you to go full time can just like the video or not like it, or just, it
you know,
doesn't matter.
I'll announce this here at the end of this podcast that like probably very few people are even listening at this point because they're realizing it's over. If you want to use the Giga Chad card sleeves on Talishar, I haven't even announced this in one of my own videos. I need to remember to put it in.
Yes.
Because it's like a $3 tier. I re-put in the store. I literally took the small tier on Patreon and made it channel membership so you can have little icons next to your name. Because I'm like, that's a
Yeah,
nice
I've got
little
the
benefit.
icon. Yeah.
And then, like, a few weeks later, Talishar, the guys making Talishar, reached out to me like, hey, we want to give you card sleeves. And I'm like, if you guys should have done this a few weeks ago, because that's a way better reward for just a few bucks a month, right? So I have that on Patreon now. There's actually a few people that have joined up for
You
it.
could
'cause
have
it's-
just done it on YouTube.
What?
You
As
could've
membership?
just
No,
done
they only tie it through Patreon. They wouldn't tie it through membership.
I don't have a Patreon and I have the icon. What are you talking about?
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
No. I mean the Talishar card backs when you go on Talishar and play.
The custom sleeves.
Custom sleeves.
I don't know why they offered it to me then because I don't do Patreon.
Well, do you have it?
They don't know that you don't do Patreon. They offered it to me too.
They just send me the file. By the way, I have no plan to send them the file.
No, that's what I mean though. Is they only tie it to Patreon?
Yeah,
So
I love them, but I'm not sending them the file because I don't.
I had to make my own because like everybody else was putting theirs up because they already had like artists do their own. And I'm just sitting there going like I've got to put this together myself. So I did, and I think it looks all right. But if you want Giga Chad card sleeves,
become a patron. Get the Giga Chad sleeves on.
Find me on YouTube at Sloopdoop. Twitter it's Sloopdoop Fab. If you think I'm ever going to tweet anything serious, you're sorely mistaken. I only shit post.
No. Every couple of days you just go, I love Flesh and Blood. It's like
And a shit on Magic. Dude, my most popular tweet was when I just sent the picture of the assassin girl, the really cute like white haired one, and I was just like, Magic the Gathering doesn't stand a fucking chance now. It's got like 170 something likes.
Dude, Dynasty spoiler season, holy shit!
Oh my god, it's amazing.
It's
like
on fire. It's over. We only haven't seen Marvel Altar shit and the Fable.
The only reason I wasn't as hyped as I could have been is because I was so stressed about like traveling here. Like I was just like my anxiety was like up.
Well, dude, you're here now. Get some sleep, and
dude,
it's gonna be the best weekend of our life.
Back yawns. I am so exhausted.
Yeah,
I've run out of gas.
Well, on that note, I'm gonna get him to bed. Good night. See you guys in the next one.
Tuck me in.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Appreciate you.
See you guys.
Cheers.
Bye.